Hello and welcome to another batch of Beyond the Horizon tips and tricks. Some of these might be pretty niche, but they can definitely come in handy during clutch moments. Before we get started though, I'd like to thank all the supporters on Ko-fi. You are awesome and I'm super grateful for the support. Let's start with blocking movement with buildings. Let's say there is a leak coming and you have nothing to intercept it. If you have some cons around, you can quickly start a few buildings to block the path. It costs nothing to start the building and it might buy you just enough time to catch up with your units. Speaking of defense, you can actually degun air units. Yes, the degun can shoot up. All you need to do is target the unit directly. You can't really hit fighters and bombers because they fly too high, but gunships and transports are in range. This means you can degun a transport as it tries to kidnap your fat boy or kill an enemy comm drop before it lands. You can abuse radar wobble and cloak to capture enemy static defenses. If you see that enemy laser can't hit you, you can just walk up to it and capture it without taking any damage. Just make sure you don't run out of energy for the cloak and that enemies don't have any units nearby to uncloak you. You can also abuse radar wobble to force the enemy into an energy stall. In the early game, you don't have that much energy. Lasers need energy to shoot. Put your units right on the edge of the enemy turret's range. They will try to hit your units but miss due to the radar wobble, draining the energy in the process. If your units do get hit, just put a wall in front of them. Going back to the degun. It leaves a small groove in the terrain. This means that if you keep shooting it in the same spot, you can dig a trench which won't be passable by units. It takes a while, but you can use the degun of decoy commanders to do it quicker and cheaper. To be honest, I never used it in a match, but you could make such trenches to block the path for T3 units as walls can stop them. If digging trenches isn't your style, another trick to make a T3 resistant wall is building pop-up turrets and setting them on hold fire. It can create a lot of confusion for enemies as it will mess up their pathing and units won't shoot these pop-ups on their own because they will think these are walls. Moving on to unit micro. T1 RT can shoot while moving and doesn't really have any delay when it gets enemies in range. This means that you can micro it very effectively. Put them on hold fire, set targets and drive them in and out of range to burst the enemy down with concentrated volleys. It's a very strong move because it prevents them from out-repairing your damage and allows you to avoid counter battery. You can also get more burst on your bombers. Just press stop right when they start dropping their bombs. It makes them land, so they have less forward momentum. With less forward momentum, the bombs don't travel so far, so they are more concentrated. If you wait for the reload, you can even bomb the same target again as you lift off. Speaking of a massive burst, remember that the Juno deals 1 damage. So it can trigger the flanking bonus. A Scuttle cannot one-shot an AFUS without flanking damage, so you can use Juno to trigger it. Note that the Scuttle has to be on the opposite side from the Juno building, not from the spot you aimed at. By the way, building dozens of Junos to destroy enemy converters is a valid hyper late game move. Destroying something bigger takes a while though. While most weapons can't hit submerged units, you can still damage them with AoE. Shooting right above them is pretty effective, especially in shallow water. You can use it to bomb naval mexes or kill res subs as they reclaim metal on the shore. Switching over to logistics. You can use transports to assist your factories. They will automatically move built units to the rally point. Just select the transport and right-click the lab. You can use Alt plus Q to select damaged units and retrieve them for repairs. It's a nice micro trick to keep your units alive. I recommend learning about custom keybinds though, because you can make it even more useful. Link to the keybinds guide in the description. Moving on to intel. Landed air scouts still provide vision and aren't targeted by ground units by default. You can land a scout on some hill for a very cheesy vision boost. You can go even more cheesy by landing a seaplane scout in the water. Also, long-range anti-air has the biggest air line of sight in the game. You can build it at the front line to get a peek on enemy fighter counts. Note that T2 fighters are stealthy, so they don't show up on the radar. Finally, let's wrap things up with a quick macro tip for your economy. You can hold Alt while upgrading mexes to skip allied mexes. This is very handy when you want to queue up all your mexes quickly without accidentally wasting your hard-earned resources on your lovely teammates. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you found this video useful, and drop your own best tips in the comments below. If you feel like spending your money on a random guy on the internet, there is also a link to my coffee. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next one.